think there is any particular, but to be honest with you, whenever I look back, just like as we did our Silver Jubilee, I said, of all the people, I was the last person to be sent to study, for instance. And when I was looking at our profile, I cried. I said, despite that, look at where God has sent, placed me. So naturally, being a sister, I have not caused any scandal. That's what, whenever I look back, I said, I'm so grateful. I'm so happy about. I have really been doing my best. Then, being a reverend sister. Then also in the medical field, I'm not lagging behind. At least all the places I have been to, whenever I'm going, the people will say, I would like to continue with you. So now it encourages me. So that's why even if people say, is it pretense or it doesn't even touch me. Because I know that your work speaks for you. So that's why, to be honest with you, I'm happy. I can walk. The only thing that makes me to stop walking is when I'm tired. And heaven knows I'm happy doing it. And this thing made me, I started since 14 years now, when I was still in medical school. I have never left down my slump, my humble beginning. That was in 2006 in the medical school. I started going there to do free medical treatment. I encourage many of them to enter into. Sometimes I will get sponsored for them by begging some people still within them or encouraging their parents to save and train them. Some are nurses. Some are, did one course or the other. To know that this doesn't define who you are. You have found yourself here, but you can do better. Even my presence alone there, I go there 3 times every year. But this year I will do only 2 times. Even with trying to be 2 times or once now. But I always there, I go there in Okpoko, that place, that same yard, even though the yard no longer belong to my dad, because when they share the things, it's no longer belong, but I still go there. I try to motivate them. I try to encourage them. I have most of the pictures, even for my Silver Jubilee, which also is making it my 15th year of doing that. At least I just randomly picked 5 people that have been consistent. Somebody gave me 250,000. I used the 50,000 to sponsor them. I said, this is my own sacrifice. And whenever you come, you see that it's really motivating them. At least you can see people that are doing their youth service, so that, because initially when you go there, you see, this person will marry this person's daughter. This person will marry. Do you understand? Once they finish, marriage is the highest achievement there. But now, you see people that have gone for service, come back, looking for job and all those ones, at least trying to be then, for them to be fit. Whenever I have access to drugs, when the sisters ask me to work for them, after working for them, I will carry the remaining and go and do it there. So since 2006, I have been doing it. But for the past 4 years now, my mother insisted I should add my village. So usually whenever I do there, I will also do in the village now. So, but that village is 4 years, and this one has been for 15 years. Thank you so much. Even I have already started a program. That was in 2018. But I don't believe in any registering anything. I just do the little I can. Like, most often now, people have excuse for doing something wrong. How much are you selling this thing? What's supposed to be 1 naira, you say it's 10 naira. Still, when the person wants to buy that same one, you go and bring the fake one and give the person. So all those, all those things, and before you know it, that one, they won't even use it well. Either they use it on women or they use it for smoking. Especially when you come to that Ubuko, that's our side. Because there's no exposure. So you only see bad things and it influences them. So I try to, that's why when I come there, their mothers now, who were my classmates and age mates, will tell them that what she's telling people is true. I told them that you are hawking this akara and bread doesn't make that you are disadvantaged. You can still change your own story. Sometimes they will give them that akara, they will go and dump it some, according to the mother of one of them, and will be doing better Niger or something. Do you understand? She will finish the money from the akara and even borrow another people's money and squander. Sure. So I try to encourage them. I say, I sell every day of my life before I go to school. Yeah. So, when you try to encourage them and they see that it's true, it's a life example, their mother will be telling her, yes, this is where she's doing it. I was selling this when she was selling that. It inspires them. And then the girl, I said that you are pretty. doesn't make that you should sell yourself. Because if you come to Oboko now, oh my goodness, this room is marrying this room, one of the daughter in this room. Do you understand? So all those things, because before you know it, they don't have, I say you must have good self-esteem. Because maybe the mother, you don't have you see your daughter, you know that this relationship is suspicious. You allow it until something come out of it. So I tell them, no, your parents should not. So I do it, usually when I come, I'll do it, and I call them on phone, trying to encourage them. Initially, I told them there was a time I nearly committed suicide when my classmate came. Yeah. But despite that, it shouldn't define me. Yes, this is where I find myself, but that shouldn't. So I try to encourage them, people that will be doing it and be doing it reluctantly, especially what parents complain now. They will go and sell that, they won't even bring the money back. But this one, you know, they will measure the number of cups. And once you come, my mother didn't go to 2, but she doesn't make mistake with money. You give 20 cups, you bring the money for 20 cups. So, and that thing makes them, but now if you see any child hustling in those slums, it's if he's hustling for her own money, but to hustle for the parents. And so I try to educate them on those things and tell them that you shouldn't be ashamed of your identity. But also even some of them, I said some people, you know, go to where they do plastic, this nylon for, many of them are doing this nylon for putting things. I said, yes, as you are there, be sincere. Time is supposed to be at work, be at work. If you want to take permission for something, even those people can even help you. And some of them have been helped also, help them to do the Saturday, you know, studies, this part-time study. Some also have helped them to even go to school fully and write WAEC. So what I try to let them know that where you find yourself shouldn't define you, but it should be a stepping stone for you. And not say, hey, I'm not advantaged, I'm disadvantaged. I say, no, you can still make it. You shouldn't allow that thing to define you. And then you must be sincere, because it's not easy. If you go there and you are always on self-pity, you are not sincere, maybe God will not reward you. So that's why I always encourage them, try to do. You see the people that are doing vulcanizer, I said you gauge it, it's 2, you say it's 3. In all those things, no. Even if the people, because some of them say that people take advantage of them, I say let them take advantage. When they take your 1 naira, God will give you 10 naira. And that's what I try to encourage, because to be honest with you, it's not easy. Because some of them, you see them, the mother wants them at that tender age to start taking responsibility. And that makes them to do a lot of bad things. But you still try to encourage them, you know, don't, because, you know, peer influence is too much now. Most of them, if you look at them, all of them, they are nicotine stain. Yeah. But you try to continue to talk to them, and then encourage them to do better.